Yo, what is going on, everyone in the crypto space? Hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. Hope you guys did enjoy your weekend. I know I enjoyed mine. Had some issues with the vet. Did crack a radiator hose and leak coolant everywhere. But aside from that, let's go ahead and get into the interesting topic that I have for you for today's video. I think you guys are going to love it. I am so excited to talk about it. I mean, not necessarily exciting for the people in this country, but this actually could be a realistic scenario to spark a bull run or maybe even just a rally in the cryptocurrency market as a whole. Now, this video, I'm not talking about XRP specifically. I'm not talking about banks, leveraging XRP or more banks signing on to Ripple that would cause the price increase. I'm talking about a price increase as the cryptocurrency market as a whole because of an actual economic recession and people wanting to find stability in their actual assets that they do have. Now, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. And by the way, I do have to point out, very, very impressive to see Bitcoin nearing almost $10 billion in volume. That's a lot of liquidity. One thing I do like about Bitcoin, I do hate a lot on Bitcoin, and there's good reason for it. But to be fair, they do have really good liquidity. I just do got to say that I am glad to see that Bitcoin does still have such high volume in this bear market. That is a very good sign. Now, either way, let's go ahead and get into this first article right here that I want to do to kind of get you guys used to this sort of scenario that's going on. Now, for this first article, got to give credit to Digital Asset Investor. I remember about 3 to 4 to 5 months ago, he made a video. I think it was titled like, could trigger the next bull run or something like that. And he brought up, not this specific article, from USA Today. It was from like Cointelegraph, I think, but I do have it from the USA Today. This is an article from July 29, 2013. And again, he was one who brought up this actual article, so I do want to give credit where credit is due. And this article does prove a very, very good point. So in this country, Cyprus, what happened was that, I don't know exactly what was going on, but essentially the government was going bankrupt. They needed money. And what they were doing was they were shaving percentages of their citizen saving accounts to bail themselves out. And that in itself, back in 2013, I believe did cause Bitcoin to rally. I don't know how hard it exactly rallied because I wasn't in the space in 2013. I was eating Doritos, drinking Mountain Dew, playing Call of Duty when I was 13 years old. But in Cyprus, when this actually happened, it did actually cause a Bitcoin rally because the people were scared that like, hey, we're getting money shaving off our accounts. So I don't know exactly if it was people from Cyprus that exactly caused the bull run, but it caused people to buy up Bitcoin because the fact of the government did actually shave saving accounts from citizens without their consent to bail themselves out. Absolutely perfect example of government being corrupt. Now, what just happened recently? 3 months ago, the Turkish lira plunged 25% and caused the global currency markets to also go with it. Now, other currencies, other stock markets didn't go down exactly 25%, but I remember on this day, like pretty much all stock markets were down like 3 to 4 to 5% across the board just because of the Turkish lira, which is backed by a pretty small economy. It actually did cause these other markets to take a significant hit. Now, this happened 3 months ago. The Turkish lira crashed 25%, but it just officially came from Bloomberg that Turkey enters its first recession in a decade as elections loom. So now Turkey is experiencing an economic recession. It is confirmed. Now, guys, the global economy is very well tied together. It is tied together very closely. That's why when the Turkish lira did drop 25%, other stock markets and other currencies not even related to the Turkish lira or not even that have a bigger relation to the Turkish lira itself actually did drop. You guys can probably check up some articles. I believe, the Dow and the NASDAQ and the Nikkei were all down like 4 or 5% because of just Turkey. And Turkey, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, are not a huge economy. They're not very significant to the global economy like the US is. But the fact that their crash caused the rest of the global economy to take a hit is not a very good sign. And the fact that they just entered their first economic recession in a decade, this could trigger recessions in other countries. This is how recessions start. They start in one country and they spread to the rest of the globe because the global economy is so tied together. So my point to you guys is that Turkey entering recession, if this follows to other countries, if this starts affecting other countries and other economies are experiencing recession and more of this press starts saying and start putting into people's heads that a recession is going on, that could actually trigger a bull run in itself, guys, because people in Turkey are now losing money and their assets are going down in value because there's recession. People are going to want a way to store their value, and that's where we could see masses of people actually buy up cryptocurrency because of an economic recession. So essentially, digital asset investor statement from like a couple months ago of fear could trigger the next bull run is absolutely valid. It's absolutely valid. Because if this happens in Turkey, this is bound to happen in other countries. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm predicting this. This is bound to happen in other countries. And one interesting thing that you guys need to know is that the cryptocurrency market has never been through an economic recession. The Bitcoin was created shortly after an economic recession. So I want you guys to know that this market has never been in existence to experience an economic recession. And my point being, if this Turkey recession actually does spread to other countries and other stock markets and other global currencies and other, fiat currencies in general start to take a big hit just because of this, we could see a floodgate of institutions and individuals buying up digital assets to actually store their value. Because if the global recession's happening, practically everything, the real estate market, the stock market, the currency itself, all loses value, and people, and especially institutions who know about these things before they even happen, are going to want to keep their money stable. And I mean, is it a real coincidence that all of these big institutions like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Nominal Holdings, NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, Intercontinental Exchange, is it really coincidence that they're all having onboarding on institutional digital asset platforms? Is it really coincidence? Because guys, if this recession spreads to other countries, and this does have impact on the global economy, if the stocks do take a hit today because of this, we could see a floodgate of people buying cryptocurrency to store their value. Because people don't want to lose their assets. They don't want to lose what they're worth. They don't want to lose their assets value. They need somewhere to go put their money while this is happening to keep their asset value safe. And that's where, guys, we could see this spread to other countries, and we could see people, because of fear and not trusting government and fiat, buying cryptocurrency and digital assets. Oh, and it just so happens to be that in the next couple of months, institutional platforms are going to be fully onboarded for individuals and institutions to buy digital assets. So guys, I'm telling you, Turkey entering an economic recession, this is not good for the global economy, but at the same time could really cause digital assets to thrive, because the beautiful thing, guys, the beautiful thing about digital assets, it is not tied to one country. Now, Bitcoin, debatable whether it's tied to China, but in the grand scheme of things, cryptocurrency is not meant to be tethered to an economy. And if economies start to crash and people are losing money in panic, they could essentially, through panic, start investing into digital assets. Now, I'm not saying, I want this recession to happen or anything, but it looks like it might actually become a thing, because again, the stock market, it hit all-time highs. It's still, fairly high compared to all-time high, but I feel like the stock market in the US especially does need to have a retracement, because it's been like bullish for the last 11, 12 years, and it's really supposed to happen. You're really supposed to have some sort of retracement every 6 to 8 years. So honestly, guys, this is not out of the picture here that a global economic recession would cause money to flow in the cryptocurrency space, because again, cryptocurrency has never experienced a global economic recession, and this could be the country that sparks the recession that causes a bull run to be triggered in digital assets because of people buying out of fear from not trusting their governments. Guys, this is a very real possibility. We could see an absolute explosion in digital assets because of economies actually collapsing. It is definitely possible, guys. Could see some sort of action from this. And again, from Cyprus, when they were shaving percentages of savings accounts from their own citizens, it caused a Bitcoin rally. And guys, if really, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm excited for a recession to happen, but if it's already happening in Turkey, it's bound to happen in other countries surrounding it. And if that continues to spread and an economic recession globally truly does happen again, cryptocurrency could seriously thrive based on every other asset dropping down in value that people are investing in, and where cryptocurrency is actually completely separated from these economies, and that's where people could really find stability for their assets while these economic recessions are taking place. Guys, seriously, economic recession, people can truly buy out of fear. This could actually be something that propels the digital asset market even further into the space. So, thank you guys for watching this video today. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, check links in the description if you want to support the channel. Get yourself a Nano S, keep that cryptocurrency nice, safe, and offline. And make sure those post notifications so you never miss a video or stream. And make sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Always do appreciate your insight. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in this video today. I'll see you guys in the next one.